right, so we are here with Christian Stensley of Twisted Bricks, and so yesterday of recording this, he dropped The Void War: Gray Horizons. It is a full-length feature brick film, and it's a big thing for him, and I'm sure the community as well, to have another feature-length brick film. So after 2.5 years of work, like, how's that feel? Like, what are you feeling right now? Just like, you know, weight lifted off your shoulder, maybe?
Yeah, it's wild. For so long, it's just been a lifestyle. Just all I do is I get up, I do my day job, I come home and I work on this, and now, yesterday I was just sitting in the Uber and I had this moment of it's done.
Tell me what the film is, like a brief synopsis for anyone who doesn't know what the film's about.
Yeah. So, Gray Horizons takes place in the distant future. The year is 3044, and humanity has been locked in a war, a 1,000-year war with an alien hive mind entity called Slag. The main characters are a wounded soldier who actually wounds himself to get out of combat because he just can't take it anymore. And then there's also an apprentice psychic, like a combat psychic, a military psychic, who she's insecure because she hasn't figured out her special ability yet. And they end up on guard duty on a ship guarding an artifact. And I won't go into too much detail on what the artifact is, but in the end it becomes just a fight for survival aboard this ship, while also following the battle that's occurring on the planet's surface. So fans of sci-fi, fans of Warhammer, Star Wars, even The Last of Us, honestly, if you like zombie stuff, you're gonna enjoy this.
And what has the reception been so far from whether it be just random people or people who's been following, since the beginning?
Oh, it's been so wonderful, and I'm so grateful to my just particular fan community, but they, right out of the gate during the premiere, people were saying, this is incredible, this is so cinematic, and the live chat was actually quite a riot too. There were some people simping over minifigs, which was a little strange, but it was a lot of fun, and getting positive feedback from fans is one of the most rewarding parts of the whole process. And so I've just been on cloud 9 for the past day, just reading people's comments and responses to it.
Doing a little bit of a deep dive into some of the history of your brick films. I know you've done other stuff when it comes to this world, but I believe it's the first brick film that you've made. Is it the first brick film you've made with this universe?
That's a really good question. I wrote the film to be a standalone film. Anybody can watch it, understand it, and enjoy it. But it does technically take place in the Twisted Brick cinematic universe, which I've been expanding for, over 5 years now. So fans of my older work will really enjoy it, but fans of people who haven't seen any of my stuff, they'll enjoy it as well. It's kind of designed to appeal to both demographics. It's a very different flavor than my other stuff and takes place in a different timeline, so to speak. So it is kind of original in that sense.
Going from 2.5 years, how did the film evolve as you kept working on it for so long? Is there anything in particular you can kind of share?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. Sometimes when it actually, you put the rubber hits the road and you're there and you're brick filming, you get ideas to make little changes. So there are little shifts I've had. The answer to your question is yes, a lot has changed, almost too much to even dive into. But ultimately, I feel the final product is very much what I had envisioned from the beginning.
Do you have plans on continuing more of this world? I am aware that there's a bit of a cliffhanger at the end, so I assume you have more plans for things.
Oh yeah, honestly, we're just getting started. This does kind of exist in my cinematic universe. It's also the first of a trilogy of a particular story arc that follows these particular characters. We're working with an artist on a comic book that tells a prequel story. So there's a comic book, and ultimately what we want to do is expand the Void War, maybe an animated film or even some video games or something, So there's a 10-year plan that we're chipping away at, but the next thing is just the comic book and then this particular trilogy. So that'll be the focus of the next, 6-7 years.
There are very few full-length brick films in the community, and especially one that's very competently put together and flows, and it actually feels like a movie. How does that feel to have an achievement that very few people have done in the brick film community?
It's hard to answer this question without sounding a little egotistical, but part of my inspiration for this entire thing was I wanted to make a brick film that stood the test of time and was frankly just undeniable, that nobody, you'd watch it and you would never forget it, basically. Now it's done, and I feel based on the response from fans and viewers, that's what it might be on track to do. And so it feels really incredible. And I'm trying not to just jump right into thinking about the sequel and give myself a little mental break, because I never got too burnt out on this, but I mean, it does take a toll. So I'm going to just relax and, kind of try to promote it a little bit, but it feels pretty incredible.
Well, you've definitely earned a break.
One thing for people in the brick filming community that you might find enjoyable, there are some pretty neat cameos in the film. We got Forest Fire 101, we got Nathan Wells and Zach Macias on there, and Jay Silver and Maxime Marion, the French brick filmer. It's been a very collaborative project, far more than anything else I've done, and it's just been such a joy. And I think the beautiful thing about brick filming is you don't need a huge budget to tell the story you want to tell. So I just, and anybody who's doing this as a hobby, I encourage you to just, keep doing it. And you don't know when you stick with something for long enough where it can go in the end.
Talon, issue the command before they regenerate.
Hey, Dane. 3C is infested.
I need another route.
Another route? What, you don't know your way around?
So, we're lost.
You don't have to follow me,